Right, here we go. This is the second take of me doing this because I wasn't too pleased with the first one. Anyway, yes, if you've already read the title of the video, and you've probably already heard this in some form, yes, Telltale Games are unfortunately shutting down, which I still can't believe is happening. A few hours ago, just a load of reports started flooding the internet where people were saying, oh yeah, Telltale Games are laying off a whole load of employees and now have been reduced to a skeleton crew that are going to finish The Walking Dead the final season and then completely shut down after that. And I have to admit, when my friend was kind of looking through Twitter and he saw that, I thought it was a hoax. I thought people were joking. But no, it's real, and Telltale actually released an official statement not too long after, and I'll read it out to you. Today, Telltale Games made the difficult decision to begin a majority studio closure following a year marked by insurmountable challenges. A majority of the company's employees were dismissed earlier this morning, with a small group of 25 employees staying on to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners. CEO Pete Hawley issued the following statement. It's been an incredibly difficult year for Telltale as we work to set the company on a new course. Unfortunately, we ran out of time trying to get there. We released some of our best content this year and received a tremendous amount of positive feedback, but ultimately that did not translate to sales. With a heavy heart, we watch our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the games industry. Telltale will issue further comments regarding its product portfolio in the coming weeks. I have to admit, I'm still trying to process this because, I mean, Telltale was always kind of one of those developers/publishers I thought would be around forever. It seemed like the success train for them was never going to end, and now here we are. Apparently, I've been on Twitter now reading a lot of people's kind of commenting on the fact that, yeah, apparently Telltale have been really going downhill within the last year. Apparently, companies have been, employees have kind of been pushed to the brink to finish games, and wow, I never realized things were just so turbulent there, and it's a damn shame. Telltale for me has kind of been a very special element for me because, The Walking Dead Season 1 really made me appreciate storytelling in video games. It kind of made me kind of pay attention to the world, pay attention to the characters, and I never really did that before. And I fell in love with it. It was a franchise I was never really into, but the game made me interested in it. Now, I was more interested in the graphic novel than the show, but the game just had that effect on me, and it was still amazing, and it got me invested in Telltale again, because I liked Telltale back when they did their point-and-click stuff. People forget that. Telltale were originally a point-and-click studio. They were ex-LucasArts. They'd left after Sam & Max Freelance Police was cancelled, and they kind of formed this new studio to get Sam & Max back and to actually do that game. And they did, and it was amazing. It was kind of the first major episodic hit, because Valve had sort of given up on episodic gaming, but Telltale had managed to carry it through, and it became their business model, and it worked brilliantly. They kind of went on to they brought back Monkey Island, obviously Sam & Max still continued, Puzzle Agent also happened, and then they started getting into licenses. They did CSI, Wallace and Gromit, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future. They were actually doing good business. And then with The Walking Dead, they made a huge gamble. They decided to move away from point-and-clicks to more kind of narrative adventure, and it worked beautifully. It got a fantastic critical reception. It sold incredibly well. It was mind-blowing. Telltale had officially put themselves on the map. I mean, they were known up to this point, and they did get big-ticket licenses, but The Walking Dead actually made people sit up and take notice. And Telltale just continued to do well from there. The Wolf Among Us came next, and it was even better. The Walking Dead Season 2, and they started getting other licenses. They got Game of Thrones, Borderlands, Guardians, Batman. Again, like I said earlier, it seemed like the success train was never going to end. The formula worked perfectly for all these licenses, and you had Don't Nod, kind of with Square Enix doing their own kind of Telltale-esque game with Life is Strange, and that also did well. So it seemed like these kind of narrative adventure episodic games are here to stay. And now it's over. The genre isn't over, but Telltale kind of is over. And it's just hard to believe. And now we're never going to get The Wolf Among Us Season 2, which is probably the biggest tragedy of all. Well, obviously, I'm being a little dramatic there, but it's a huge tragedy. And now all this great talent, they now have to seek their employment elsewhere. Now, thankfully, I'm sure they'll find their feet, no problem, because already a lot of, developers are on Twitter saying, hey, if, you need a job, get in contact with us, we'll definitely, we'll try to make something happen. So I'm sure they'll land their feet, but it still stinks losing your job. It really, really does. And I feel for them. I just want to say, I want to wish kind of, them great luck, but I also want to say to all the Telltale employees, both past and present, I want to thank you just for everything you've done. You've created all these really interesting worlds, you've gotten us to meet all these incredible characters, you've allowed us to carve our own kind of paths in these games. And for me personally, it really has developed kind of my tastes and kind of storytelling and kind of having great choice in video games, and I think that's I'm still very appreciative of that. So, Telltale, thanks for everything, thanks for the memories, and I definitely really need to go through The Walking Dead again. I think, if you were planning to go through a certain Telltale game again, now is the perfect time to do it. Take advantage. Obviously, if you want to see the tweet I just mentioned, I'll leave it in the description, and I'll leave an article or two. To also just put this into context, I'm recording this at about, it's nearly 5 to 12 here, so I might have missed out on some new information or anything when this video goes up, so if I did, I do apologize. I'm sure most of you will probably be ahead of me, but I just wanted to make this quick video just to talk about it, and just to kind of wish all the Telltale employees luck, and just to thank everyone who's worked at the company for just all these fantastic memories. I don't really I can't really say much more than that. So thanks very much for watching, and hopefully the next video I make will be a more positive one. Goodbye.
I'll see you around, Wolf.